Some fans of the Ben 10 franchise wonder how the season finale might have been the end of the final series, Ben 10 Omniverse. As its spin was just one ordinary episode of the series, despite this, other fans believe the franchise couldn't have been better and the result was impressive. None of these fans, however, know what was really expected to happen in the season finale. Few people have access to this information, and as you may think, I am one of them. After much reflection, I decided to share what I know with all those interested, but this is not a story that could be considered of a happy ending. Not long ago, I was an employee who worked at Cartoon Network Studios. You may want more accurate information about me, such as your exact name or position in the company, but I cannot provide such data for reasons that I will explain later. Well, I can only say that my job allowed me to have access to scripts and episode snippets. At the time, Ben 10 was facing a serious audience crisis, and producers trying to find ways to prevent the franchise's fourth grade from becoming a complete failure. That's when one of the writers, who I can't reveal the name either, came up with a bold idea, changing the style of the series in the season finale. Making it impactful, according to this writer, the episode would have interesting things. Today, I can only say that that guy was sick. By now, you should realize the Ben 10 Omniverse would have an alternate ending. Me and a few co-workers were invited to watch what would be the milestone in the history of Ben 10 franchise, and perhaps the entire CN. We entered a white room that contained a giant screen like this. The writer and other producers stepped in, saying that we would see something we would never forget. The screen turned on. In the first second of the episode, the image reflected several times, and I had a slight feeling that I could see a dark image spirits between the blinks, something subliminal. I couldn't distinguish what the image was about, and today I prefer not to know. The screen cut to Bellwood at night. Two shadows moved on one wall. Suddenly, they were typed by something animalistic. We could see in the shadows the two figures being torn apart by the fur, and it struck me astonished. I wanted to leave the room, but something drove me to stay. The third figure was finally revealed. He was a clown. When I first saw him, I thought it was Zombozo. But no, it was worse. And saliva mixed with blood dripped from its mouth. Something in that blood looked extremely realistic, and I almost threw up. The clown said he was going to kill Ben 10. The scene cut to a clear day in the city. Ben, Rook, and Kevin were at Mr. Ice Cream were talking. I couldn't hear anything due to the distorted audio. Something Mr. Ice Cream's mascot's eyes was different. Maybe even tearful. Suddenly, the distorted audio starts to get louder. Sounding like someone beeping in my ears. Or beeping in my ears. I realized that Kevin and Ben started fighting. Not understanding anything. I see Rook using his Pro Tool to cut Kevin's hand. Rook, with none of his charismatic and funny personality, comes that Kevin will not be able to regenerate. Kevin's blood splashes on Ben's chips, which he thanks with a ketchup and begins to eat. By then, I was in a what the fuck state with my hands raised. I almost screamed, but I had to hold on. A quick glance to the side, I could see my friend also scared, sweating cold. We maintained eye contact for a few seconds when the room was filled with a huge noise. We looked at the screen and saw the scene cut to what appeared to be panting Zed. The alien alternated running and walking. It looked like he was sad. The scene cuts to Ben and Rook and DX Mark 10. Ben says Kevin deserved a lesson, and Rook seems tearful for what he did to Kevin. They get distracted and end up running over Zed. The impact of Zed's last scene made me cry. The scene unfroze and she was staring at the screen. Zed gets hit and falls. The DX Mark 10 inexplicably flips over, causing an accident that severely injures Ben and Rook. Zed gets up and starts banging his head violently against the pole. I hear some words from a colleague in the chair behind me. The fuck? Is she killing herself? I can't take it anymore. Zed falls. The scene cuts to an angry Kevin heading towards the car where Ben and Rook are. He is stopped by the sand cloud at the beginning of the episode. Then Rook gets out of the car very injured, but still standing. Ben turns into a bug, but the alien's features look downcast. Clown throws himself at Ben and breaks one of the bug's legs. A crack fills the screen, and my colleagues and I are completely unresponsive. In the background, where was I? I'm confused. I might need to continue this later on because I am fucking out of my mind.